Look, if you're tired of working more hours than you can actually count, and you're feeling stuck financially as a videographer or running your video business, well, in today's video, I want to break down three things that I know that I struggled with before I actually really got my engine off the ground. And these are probably three things that you're struggling with currently right now. And for those out there that don't know who I am, my name is Evan Andrews. I own and operate Vandrews Media out of Houston, Texas, and I have also been coaching videographers for the past 2 years on how to actually grow their businesses and make more of a life that they actually want to have. See, when I actually got started in videography, I was just like you. I was a freelancer. I was out there charging willy-nilly, not really knowing what the hell it was that I was actually doing. And I was really only charging based on what I thought my time was actually worth. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, I was really only charging for the time it took me to shoot the videos. I never really took into account how much time editing actually took. So, I know all about the struggle of really how should I go about pricing the services that I have? What should an hourly rate be? What should the price of this project be worth? See, I thought that by having, better equipment, more gear, all of these fancy gizmos and gadgets, that might be the thing that was going to allow me to charge more money for what it was that I was doing. And I quickly realized myself that that actually wasn't the truth at all. And this led me to feeling really overworked when it came especially to post-production and becoming more burnt out than I actually wanted to, which ultimately caused me to really feel like, was this the right path that I actually chose? See, it was only after I actually got help in a coaching program several years ago that I actually learned the skills necessary to actually charge what I now knew that my video services were worth to other people. See, I kind of mentioned it before. One of the first things that I actually had to overcome was I had to overcome thinking that just because I had fancier equipment or more gear, that was going to be the thing that propelled me to a higher status in what it was that I was doing with my videography. See, at the time, when I first started, I was using a Canon T3i with a kit lens. And I think I had, a little nifty 50 and some cheap panel lights, right? Actually, one of them right there, that's from the OG days of when I first started. And now it's just one of my accent lights here inside of my home office. But you can kind of understand that I was using very basic level equipment that you literally can just go buy from Best Buy, right? So I thought that by thinking, if I just get another camera, if I upgrade my image quality, if I do this, if I do that, that was going to be the thing that was going to attract more people to my services. And I really honestly quickly realized that that wasn't the case at all. Because I started working on projects that I got hired on where, higher levels of equipment were actually provided for me, right? And when I would show that work to people after working on certain projects, that really didn't change anything for me in the process of trying to acquire new clients at a higher end rate. See, because if you think about it like this, if you think about when you go to a really nice restaurant, right? And then there's a 5-star chef there. Nobody is asking the chef, what kind of pots and pans or ovens are you guys using back there to make this immaculate food, right? And your clients really don't care about the gear that you're using. Now, they might be impressed by what it might look like and the perceived value around it. Sure, I understand that. But can you achieve the same level of success through what it is that you're doing with your simple camera phone on your iPhone that you can with, your Sony or Canon mirrorless camera? Yes, you totally can. You just have to know how to navigate those waters and go about doing it. Another thing that I had to kind of get over and realize is that having other assets like a fancy website or some kind of portfolio reel or something like that was another thing that I needed to build up in order to showcase my efforts. And that was going to be the thing that sold higher packages and higher ticket clients on my end. And that honestly wasn't the case at all either, because those aren't the things that actually attract people to us so that we can have the conversations needed to be able to sell the bigger packages like we want. Now, don't get me wrong, having a website is not going to hurt you in the long run. But what it doesn't need to be is it doesn't need to be a point of emphasis and focus for you to actually start talking to people to be able to have the reps in to have sales conversations to get more clients. And a lot of people, when they start out, especially the ones that I deal with now, they think that I need to revitalize my website and that's going to be the thing that's going to sell people on me and even ultimately talking to me, when that's not honestly the case whatsoever. If you actually prioritize actionable steps like potentially running ads or going out and doing some format of networking or a cold outreach or something that just fits where you're at right now inside of your journey as a videographer or video business owner, those are going to be the things that actually move the needle forward and put the ball in your court to be able to have the conversations that you need to actually grow your business the way that you want to. And then lastly, the thing that I really had to wrap my head around, and it was the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around, was just the core belief within inside of myself, knowing that I could charge more, not feeling like I wasn't worth it based on a number. And it was actually only through the coaching program that I went through is where they taught me how to understand this fully. Because what that coaching program taught me is they taught me tools, steps, and strategies on how to position the assets, the videos that I was making or could make for people, and how to package those together inside of a system that would actually bring about client results so that those clients could see and understand how these tools and these assets were going to work for them. And to get out of this, you have to stop thinking it in terms of hours in. If you get and stay stuck in the hourly rate mindset of being a videographer or running a video business, this is just going to be the thing that propels you actually lower, because you're going to ultimately start competing on price with those that are in your area. Somebody's going to come and approach you and say, well, I can get it for cheaper down the road. Well, if you understand how to navigate that conversation and really understand how to put apples to apples and see what they're going to do versus what you know that you're going to do, that's the thing that allows you to really position yourself to make it make sense in the mind of the client that you're worth what you're asking for. So to recap, having all of the gear does not matter. Having the fancy website or portfolio does not matter. And then you ultimately getting out of the mindset that you're not actually worth what you want to charge for your products as a video business owner. Once you understand that those are the three things that you need to change about your situation, you'll start to unlock the keys to more growth and having the life that you actually want as a videographer. So if you're out there and you watch this video and you got all the way here and you're struggling with any one of those three things and you want to really get out of that rat race and position yourself better to the prospects that you actually want to work with, well then down in the description below in this video is a link over to my Instagram. You can find me over there. You can start following me over there for some more tips and help and see exactly how I'm helping people just like you achieve what they want to with their businesses. And if you actually DM me the word grow over there on Instagram, I'll shoot over some more information on exactly how my one-to-one mentorship will actually be beneficial for you and teach you the same things that my first mentorship taught me on how to actually grow the video business that I wanted to have, ultimately leading to the life that I wanted to have. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.